We are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those of you still on the fence, welcome back to another episode of Derailed, courtesy of Arcaicskidz. I'm, of course, your host, Arcaicskidz, and we have with us, let me get their names right so I don't mess it up, Rusty Fritts and McDaniel Murrieta. But I do promise he's a legit Indian. I mean, I'm just saying. Right. See, how? He legit Indian, feather and everything. Just saying. So Rusty Fritts runs Two Love Equine assisted programs for veterans and youth, which is an excellent organization. You all definitely need to check it out. That's in the description for you. And Mick over there, Mick Murrieta, who thinks he's an Indian, owns and operates Tonto Basin K9 Academy, where he can train your dog to like fight Nazis and stuff. So that's fun.
Yeah, right.
What's up, boys? What are you doing?
Just sitting in your kitchen, enjoying the food. The only thing is you don't have any fry bread. What the hell, man?
What's fry bread?
Well, I mean, I don't understand what you're complaining about. The only reason you're on this show is because we need a token minority.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, yeah,
That's me.
yeah. Rusty's
We're
the
in the
token
area where I
minority.
come through on that.
All right, we're gonna start with Mick here.
Travel.
Mick, why don't you tell people about your business? What it is that you do? Why don't you tell them what you do?
So what I am is a certified dog trainer professional and service dog trainer and therapy dog trainer. So not only do I train household pets, but I also qualify to train protection dogs, narcotics, work with police departments and stuff like that. But my biggest passion that I have is I actually train service dogs for military veterans and first responders completely free. I love what I do, and it's very rewarding when I see a veteran or first responder receive their service dog, and then I see the progress that they make in just a short amount of time where that individual is able to live somewhat of a normal life versus when before they get their dog, where they're kind of struggling with their own issues and things like that.
Because they feel alone. And now they've got a companion.
Exactly. And the thing is perfect example is, I have an uncle who served in Afghanistan, in Iraq and all that. And I've seen firsthand how some of these men and women come back home and they apply for their benefits and they try to get help and they fall through the cracks, and they spent years trying to get things straightened out. Like for the longest time, my uncle, they thought he was like some 35-year-old woman, and he's like, I can come down and prove it and whip it out. And I was like, whoa, calm down, buddy. You don't want to do that. They'll slap him with decent exposure. If I do it, they'd be like, oh, it's just an Indian. Don't worry.
If you did it, they'd be like, we can't even see it. It's probably not real. He's lying.
Right.
I want to make sure that the audience also understands that Mick is almost completely blind. He is legally blind. You should see this guy try to look at his phone. It's one of the funniest things you'll ever see.
Yeah, I'm more likely.
And now, on the other side of that too is he won't see you seeing. So there's that.
Some people think I'm making out on my phone. It's
nice. All right, Rusty, let's go to you. What is it that you do, and tell us about what you got going on these days?
We have Two Love Equine assisted programs for veterans and troubled youth, and really any kid that wants to learn about a horse. But my focus is on veterans, and with horses and dogs, but horses have a lot of, and they got a tail at the end, but they have a lot of body language that really helps out with coping skills in these veterans that pull back, that just really are beside themselves when they come back. They don't have friends. They can't talk to their people. They don't know how to cope anymore. And a horse can bring that out, and a dog can bring that out. So I love working with my dogs around the farm with these people in my equine program. And we just take them out and just let them be with the horse and learn to brush, learn the coping skills with them of how to approach them. And it helps with approaching people too. And I know some people can't put that in perspective of, no, they don't want to walk up to a horse because that's 1,000-pound animal. They're not just going to walk up to it. You need to kind of be gentle when you do that. Well, you don't just run up and pet a dog either. So they can sense your fear, a dog can sense fear, and it just works hand in hand working together.
Right. How long have you been wrangling horses?
I have horses since about 46 years, been around horses. I've been working with therapeutic programs for 14 years now. And then I finally started mine in 2017.
Okay, so you've been at it a couple of years now.
Yes.
No, I've got some blankets. Can you, I'll give you some blankets. You can give me 2 good horses.
Nah, I got blankets for you. You got firearms to trade? It worked before.
I need fire water.
There's no way that this is going wrong.
No.
What are you talking about?
Mick, what was it? Your uncle that got you involved in wanting to train dogs and get into that business?
On the military part for the veterans, but actually, what really got me into getting into like dog training is back in I'd say late 2010, my grandfather passed away from colon cancer, and the following year in February, Super Bowl
that's
Sunday,
the butthole disease, right?
Yeah, that stuff. It's bad. Boy.
Poor sheep. I mean,
but no, I actually got a puppy in early 2011, and I started training it for myself as my own service dog, and just being able to see how similar it is to train a horse and a dog. I kind of use the same methods. I used to work with horses and train horses before I got into dog training. Smart.
Wait. Stop. The Indian used to train horses?
Mm-hmm. Many moons ago.
Many moons. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Carry on.
So, working with my retired service dog, Jesse James, that's what I named him. Gave him white man's name.
Give him a cowboy.
Well, let's be honest. Your name is McDaniel. Doesn't get much whiter than that.
Are you telling me my parents lied to me?
It's not like you could even see if you were white. You wouldn't know.
This is true. I'm adopted. But anyway, working with Jesse James was very beneficial to me, but very rewarding at the same time. And I go, you know what? Why not try this as a career? And I knew along the way that I was going to have some setbacks, or it was going to be difficult due to, hey, my blindness. Hey, where are you at? Hey, ladies. Oh, sorry.
Oh, she's a hot one.
Yeah.
Those are squishy.
This is how blind man says hi. No, I'm kidding.
Pulling some Ray Charles there, like, seems big. They must be hot.
But so I started the process. I went through a government-run program called Vocational Rehabilitation Program, and it's basically for those who have a disability. It's a government program, and I enrolled into the Tom Rose School for Professional Dog Trainers. I was in a class of 35 students. I graduated third in my class, and I was the first legally blind student to go through their course. And I also graduated from the service dog program first in my class. So, my instructors, they really didn't know what to expect. and I already assumed that the cards were pretty much stacked against me, but I didn't really give a shit. So I was like, I'm gonna do this, so y'all sit back and you can suck my nuts type thing. So
there shall be no nut sucking. Right on. That's actually pretty awesome.
yeah. So
so Rusty, did you go through school, or was it just the hard knocks of life?
Hard knocks of life pretty well rounded off who I was.
So you're
and what I did.
uneducated. Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's an uneducated program, but I educate people at doing it. So that's the fun part.
But like, serious question, like, did your father teach you how to work with horses? Was it just the way you come up? Like, was this a long time family thing you guys been doing?
Yeah, I moved on the farm and got my first horse when I was 9 years old, and Dad would never let me ride with a saddle. I had to learn bareback. And yeah, like Indians.
That's how you wind up with a bunch of kids. Ask your buddy Tony.
Yeah,
riding bareback.
And that pretty well. And then I went to trainers and learned different things, worked in cow horse training, and I've worked on the ranch and drug cattle, branded, and done all that. Just hard knocks.
Is it true that you guys brand your women?
No. Or brand your women.
He's kidding YouTube mostly, I think. I hope. I don't know how they do it out there in Missouri or wherever. I'm just saying.
Hey, now wait a minute. Go to the Central.
Right on. So do you either one of you have a website these guys can check you out? Like, let's start with Mick over there. You got a website or something? Or
actually, no, I don't have a website. I do everything off of Facebook. So if you go to
you're a boomer.
Yeah, I hate technology. It sucks.
But you can't see it. So
well, this is true.
But it still sucks.
It still sucks. But no, you can go to you can go on Facebook and go to Tonto Basin K9 Academy. Like the page, follow us. You can even message me, ask me questions about issues that you're having with your dogs.
And he only charges $5 a question.
More like 50.
Oh, well, there's that.
You forgot the zero.
Yeah. So, what's this $5 crap?
Speaking boomer.
Well played.
Yeah.
Well
I pay top dollar for my feathers, damn it.
You borrow feathers from a cup you found in some stranger's house.
Look like it's out of an ostrich anyway.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least I'm not borrowing underwear and blankets again.
Yeah, you borrow underwear and blankets, things you won't get in trouble. Now you're gonna have been gay in your underwear.
Oh my God.
That will make you ride high.
Okay, Rusty's turn. Where can they find you, Rusty?
To Love Equine Assisted Programs on Facebook. Because I am a boomer, so we're Facebook. And yes, you can message us and we can answer horse questions or point you in the right direction. If you're out here in New Mexico, we can set you up with therapeutic programs out here or in the Midwest.
Yeah, as long as you stay away from my house, because that's not acceptable.
If I jump on a horse and there's no head, did I get on wrong?
Yes, you did.
Oh.
If you jump on a horse and it has a saddle, you're going to have an experience like you've never felt.
He's tried, but I got roping saddles, big horns. He fit, though.
Little snug.
It was at first.
He loosened up. Don't worry.
Yeah. By the end of the ride, he just fell right off.
Yeah.
Just getting him ready for prison,
Yeah.
Eat him beans and watch him go. Whoo.
I sent smoke signals.
He was trying to send smoke signals out of my backyard, and I was like, if there's a raid, I'm just saying. All right, so you guys are on a cross-country trip for Veterans Promise Kept PTSD, right? And my understanding, you're going across country, covered wagon, you're pulling it with some mules, and you got a couple horses. Obviously, Rusty's the only one in the entire group that knows dick about horses. I know, because I met y'all. Um, and there's also the fact that Mick doesn't know if he's on a horse or a cow or a buffalo. He's not entirely sure. So that happens. So why don't you, I know Mick's got this spiel down. Why don't you tell us about this, Mick? What's going on? I forgot English.
Hold on, let me get him fire water. He speak mini tongue then.
So what this is a Veterans Promise Kept PTSD ride. So a gentleman
and he forgot he already had his fire water.
Yeah. No, a gentleman named Jesse Morton and his best friend Ray Crawford left a Pennsylvania horse farm and joined the military and went into Vietnam. One night they were taking heavy fire, and they made themselves a promise if they got out that they would go coast to coast in a covered wagon. A foxhole promise. Foxhole promise. Thank you.
And it was during the Tet Offensive.
Yes.
See, I always mess that part up because the other guy does better. So.
Well, that's because some of us don't drink as much fire water and we have memories.
Wasn't Trail of Tears or nothing like that.
No.
Carry on. My apology.
They took my
He doesn't remember where he was.
So they made a foxhole promise that if they made it out, they'd go coast to coast to cover wagon. Well, Ray didn't make it home. So in honor of Ray, Jesse Morton came home, built a wagon, got some horses, or no, they were draft mules, right?
Yep.
Draft mules.
Belgian
draft mules? Wow, big sons of bitches.
Oh, he couldn't get American? He didn't buy American? That's messed up.
It's cheaper.
So he rode for 100
like the Chinese mules.
So he rode for 100 days straight. He rode from Missouri all the way to Washington, D.C. to the Vietnam Memorial, or the memorial, I should say, pay his respects to his fallen brothers, and then ended at Rave's grave site. What's the place called again?
It's in New Jersey.
Well, it's in New Jersey, yeah, but the place where his friend was laid to rest, I can never remember the name.
His gravesite.
Yeah, his grave. Yeah, I know it's his. I don't know where. It's somewhere over there on the East Coast.
In the ground.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be in the sky. Anyway,
they didn't post him up on like some kind of weird teepee burial thing, like the Indians.
No, he wasn't Indian.
No.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
white boy. We bury our white boys underground.
Yeah. So. So anyway, Jesse made it to the East Coast, and so now we're helping him make it to the West Coast. So 3 years ago, they started in Missouri.
Wait, you're not taking the body, right?
Huh? No. What the hell's wrong with you? That's called fucking gray robber.
Yeah, it sounded bad to me.
That's bad juju right there. Make India go, huh?
Ow, with a shovel.
So anyway, 3 years ago, they left Missouri and rode 433 miles?
436 to Bellevue, Kansas.
Bellevue, Kansas. That was 3 years ago.
And you met a bald guy there, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I didn't. He did, or someone did, or some bald.
Well, I joined up with him at Bellevue, Kansas, the second leg of the trip. And if you're talking about me, yes, I met a bald guy in Bellevue. And then we picked, and the purpose is to get PTSD awareness out. So we traveled across Kansas on 36 Highway, and in Smith Center, Kansas, we picked up Tony Skidmore.
Another bald guy.
Yes, and he finished the trip with us, and he's on the trip this year with us.
The reason why they're bald is I scalped them both.
Now let me ask how. Yeah.
Well, it's been fun, YouTube.
Yeah. But with Jesse's recent health and due to Agent Orange, he's no longer able to travel. So civilians, us two, a couple veterans, we decided to pick up the gavel and help him carry on. I joined up this year. Where'd you go after Belleville, Kansas?
We made it to Colorado Springs. We went to the PRCA Hall of Fame, and they let us camp there in their parking lot to end our trip. Very nice facility, and we got to be on radio, mountain country radio in Colorado Springs.
What'd you do in parking lot?
Slept.
Sheep.
Because it was a long trip.
Oh.
No sheep there. But
I mean, I wouldn't admit to it either, Rusty. I'm just saying.
I'm just going to say I stay in farmland, but Farmington, he's in fruitland. And he proved it. They have sheep for rent out here.
That's weird.
I never knew that.
Well, you know.
And they keep the gate unlocked. They said just don't tear them up. They got to sell them.
They do rent them out. It's actually just for grazing purposes, not for whatever went through your head, which says a lot more about you than it does
about men out here. Rocks.
You just bring them in. They just graze on their whatever. I don't know. You're not there. No, like, leave me alone.
No, they're irrigating on the dirt so they can find the rocks.
Yeah, there you go. They eat all the dirt away from the rocks.
That's how you find gravel.
You got plenty of it out here. I will say.
Then you get you some Indians and you make them turn Big Rock into Little Rock.
Mm-hmm. Big hammer. Boom boom.
Money mini horses.
And you don't have any horses on this trip.
That's a fair point. You don't.
I trade all my horses.
Oh no!
But we do pull the wagon with a team of Halflinger and Fjords cross. They're smaller drafts. They're not mules, but they're mighty powerful.
Nice. So this year, so you ended last year in Colorado Springs. I assume you started in Colorado Springs again. That's where you pick up, or did you have to jump somewhere and start somewhere else this year?
We had a fundraiser.
Well, I guess it would have been not. You would have jumped a year because of COVID. Is that correct?
Right. COVID kind of stopped everything, and so we
the government stopped everything.
Down.
But sure, let's blame COVID.
Yeah, we played the game.
Can I blame Biden?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. It's
you
all
can blame
good.
anyone you want. Doesn't matter. All right. So did you restart in Colorado Springs, or did you start somewhere else?
We actually started somewhere else. We had a fundraiser right outside of Colorado Springs, but we drew a straight line down to Cimarron, New Mexico.
You know how to draw?
Yeah. Okay. Straight line.
So you can draw a straight line.
Yeah. We started out at the Philmont Boy Scout camp down in Cimarron, New Mexico.
Wait, they have a whole camp?
There's 140,000 acres.
The Catholic Church doesn't run it, right?
So they do have a camp.
The Catholic Church doesn't run it, then it's probably okay.
Yes.
All right, so you started down you drew a straight line down to Cimarron. All right, let's go from there. Yeah, keep going. Keep talking. I'll
we thought we was going to be able to drive a lot more, but we encountered snow and mountains. Them are hard to travel.
Wait, so horses can't walk on snow?
No. Well, they can, but not very safely.
Oh, haven't you ever heard Mike Rowe? Safety third, bro. Safety third.
Safety third, yes.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Okay, so I'm sorry, carry on. So you've had a rough go this year because you've encountered a lot of weather drawbacks. Plus, you still have a lot of COVID restrictions. This savage decided to eat gas station burritos and try to kill himself.
Yes. That's to start the trip. He just had to test himself, see how strong he really was.
Turns out not very.
No,
No iron gut on this one.
No, you failed.
We failed.
he listened to
Alright,
a driver.
So so you drove straight down to Cimarron and tried to attempt to start there, or did you run?
Yes,
How'd that work? You ran a event, but before Colorado Springs, and then you drove down to Cimarron.
Yes, we hauled down to Cimarron and going to start from there. We drove from there, and it was like 30 degrees when we drove our first leg, and to the memorial down there in Cimarron. They have a nice memorial that they put up for the fallen soldiers down there. And we honored that, got to switch out the flag there, and had to haul through the canyon because it's just too dangerous to have horse and wagon on that road with cars. So we've hauled a lot this year because due to canyons and mountains.
The land of my people.
You're in a bad spot. So you hauled out of Cimarron. You had to haul down through that canyon. That lands you in Eagle's Nest. Is that correct?
Eagle's Nest, yes, where we had a big fundraiser, and we was planning on getting up the next morning and driving around town and letting everybody see the wagon and know what purpose we was there. It snowed again. And so we just kind of went out and bought heavy coats and hung around for a fundraiser. And this trip here was not like the last trip we had where we got to talk to people and get the awareness out. We have 7 people on this trip. What I realized is that it was the plan for these battle buddies to get together and share their experience instead of talking to other people. That's why we got snowed in and all that. It gave them more time to get closer in the group.
Right.
So it worked out.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of video that I've put together that I will actually load up on this channel and all of my media outlets. I will load that tomorrow. I've got about 41 minutes now at this point put together of you guys just from this year. And as I get more and more video, I will add that too as well, just so everyone can see the kind of the trip. Unfortunately, they're all a bunch of boomers. So they really just kind of started their whole social media stuff this year. So there's that. And they use stuff like this for because they're boomers. But
is that a Progo?
Anyway, yeah, that's a Progo. That's a HD 1080p Progo.
Them things are very, very tricky.
They're one button.
One button.
Very difficult. I understand.
Yeah, they.
All right. So you guys are currently in San Juan County in the Farmington, Kirtland, Fruitland area. And you will be headed out tomorrow. And you're headed down through Shiprock. My understanding is you're going to be up in like Bluff, Utah.
Yes.
Will you be in Bluff tomorrow? Is that the plan?
Yes. Bluff,
okay.
Utah.
And are you going to stay through one day there? Because I would imagine if you're going to hang out in Shiprock for a bit, you're going to be getting into Bluff pretty late in the evening.
Right. We'll camp there and then move on the next day.
So you're not going to do any events in Bluff, Utah at all? You're just going to hang out there or just move on the very next day?
We'll have a day to plan to see what's there. We haven't drove there yet to see what's there. And if it's a community where we can stay and we can drive around the area, we will do that.
Well, I can tell you it's actually pretty small. There's about maybe 6,000 people that live there. Yeah, it's. I don't think you'll have any problems. I think you might be able to draw a little attention to yourselves anyway. I don't know. And then, so from there, you're going where?
Through Monument. Yeah, Monument.
Well, okay. So you'll go down the highway there. So you'll hit up like Mexican Hat, which is down the road from there. Mexican Hat's a great little canyon town. And
we're planning on driving the wagon.
Yes, we'll be driving the wagon and riding the horses through there.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then you're going to go down into Monument Valley, which is one of the most beautiful places on earth. I don't know if you've ever seen it other than in the movies. So when you see it in person, it's a sight to behold. I can promise that. Are you going to try to drive the wagon in Monument Valley?
Do what?
Are you going to try to drive the wagon and ride the horses in Monument Valley? Is that something
Yes,
that you
sir.
guys think you want to do?
Yes.
Yes.
Kind of make our own movie there because we got them GoPros and
Blazing
everything.
Saddles. we've got the characters.
And Benju say that it's a beautiful place and we can see it. We will, but maybe not him. We'll tell him how beautiful it is.
Yeah, they're gonna audio script that shit.
Well, if you take some pictures and you take him to Walgreens and you let him get developed, then he can go like this.
Like this?
Yeah, like that.
No, you gotta lick the screen, damn it.
Here, look at this, man.
Maybe he'll get to see it. Maybe he can smell maybe he'll be able to smell the beauty.
I just want to tell the viewers, don't get upset.
We stand him behind the horses so he can smell the beauty.
Hey, don't make me tell him about that one time with the baby calf now.
That was the cowboy way.
That wasn't you in the movie?
Nah, that's what happened.
This is a whole nother conversation. Anyway, all right. So
if your viewers are getting offended by these jokes, you need to change the channel.
No, turn up the volume.
If
You're just not
viewers are getting offended by these jokes, then well, I don't want them as viewers.
Turn the volume.
So Luke Reinhold, the guy that runs this operation, let this blind Indian drive his truck. And I'm like, I don't know about driving by Braille. That seems dangerous.
It works at the ATM.
Apparently you did well, Mick. So that's good to hear. So okay, Monument Valley, then you have Kayente, Arizona after that, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna do a little something there.
Yeah, powwow, brain dance.
We're gonna try to
do a powwow. Nice, I like it.
Wow, pals.
And then you have Tuba City, Arizona after that, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and that's where we're gonna really try to plan to have another fundraiser and spend time to find the veterans in that area that might need help.
Right. Well, for anyone that is interested, if you're in that area or whatever, Tuba City's on the Navajo Reservation, Northern Arizona Navajo Reservation, and there are a lot of veterans there. They also have a Navajo Code Talker Museum, so you might want to try to check that out. I believe it's in like a Burger King, but it's still a museum, and it's got a lot of history there. It's really interesting.
You can go see it and have a burger at the same time.
I mean, who doesn't want to eat a Whopper while you learn about people that like sounded like they talked underwater? It just seems interesting.
That actually helps win battles.
It's true. And then you're going to be from there to Cameron City, Arizona, correct?
Yes. And then they end up in Canyon City Valley, right on the eastern edge of the
Grand Canyon.
Yeah, Grand Canyon.
Yeah, the big.
That big hole in the ground.
I don't think that's the name of it.
It's not.
No, I think it's no. I think it's Canyon City Village.
Grand Canyon Village.
Okay, we'll go to the village.
Yeah.
Are there going to be village people?
Maybe there will be Norwegians.
I want to see the ship.
Cool. So, and that's where you end. That's where you're going to end this year, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that'll finish off this year. You guys go like 4 or 5 weeks a year, right? You don't go
4 weeks.
4 weeks a year. Okay, why only 4 weeks?
Because that's all the VA will give these veterans medication for. There's some crazy sons of bitches.
Really? So, but you can't. There's no way you can stop along the way I mean, there's VA hospitals all over the country. You can't go to a different
Well-
one and get your
well, from
meds,
what
I mean, not your meds. I mean, you need a lot of meds, but their meds. They can't stop somewhere and get medication.
Apparently not. You're talking to the two civilians on the trip instead
No.
of the
I
veterans.
understand that. I just
I-
figured
I-
that
I think
maybe.
it's more-
I
it's
would think
more-
that because some people are curious, you might have asked questions, but I should have realized that I'm talking to an Indian and a hillbilly, so obviously you don't care.
Long
You're like,
Ranger.
With the mask.
Actually, I think the biggest reason is not only just because of, I think everybody needs to see their own individual doctors when it comes to their medications. But I think what it really comes down to is after 4 weeks, friendships get put to the test.
You guys have been at my house for a couple days. Friendships get.
That's your own damn
anyway.
fault. That's your
Well, just because I poked the bear,
what?
I like to poke and prod and see what happens because it's funny.
Well, yeah.
Poke the bear. Derailed, motherfucker.
Derail this train right here.
I don't care. Okay, so one of the things that the organization does is they do place service dogs with people. You guys just did a fundraiser here in my area, and as far as fundraising went, not the best day, not the worst day. But this audience better get their shit together, or I'm going to stop making content, and you're all going to have to like just listen to people whine about, I don't know, window lickers.
I would put it those people.
But one of the truly great things was that there was a young Marine that came up to the event, and you guys were able to work with him and get him in contact with the right people so that this guy can get help. Yeah, and so in my head, I look at it that fundraising is important to be able to continue the work or whatever, but the work itself happened today, and that's far more important. Is that kind of a good way to look at that?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And Luke took the reins and helped him. It was all Luke that done that. He made phone calls and that this guy apparently couldn't make or couldn't get past the red tape. Luke done that today.
And it's really sad that these veterans have to jump through so many hoops, go through so much red tape to get the help that, quite frankly, to tell you the truth, that they deserve. The government is obligated to give these guys the help that they deserve because they sacrifice so much for us. And to tell you the truth, the government, it's all messed up. They're
really, behind their times.
100% on that. It seems funny to me that we can have the most powerful weapons in the face of the planet, and we can hit a fly with a damn drone missile, but we can't get these guys their help. That is probably the most disgusting failure of government, I think, that we have.
Not only that, the biggest disgusting failure is that you can have illegals come over. They can get everything that they want to get, but the hell with the veterans. That's pretty much what the government is doing.
Well, there went the channel. No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
They have less paperwork to go through to get in our government system that our veterans, they already have their paperwork. They signed up to do that.
Right.
And they can't get the care that they need. But we can take somebody across the border and we can give them surgery. We can birth their babies. We can do everything without any paperwork and get placed in a big city.
Rusty, your older brother who's on the trip with you, we won't give his name because I don't know if he's comfortable with that, but he's a U.S. Air Force veteran, correct?
Yes, 32 years Air Force.
32 years, he's a retired Air Force veteran.
Yeah, he retired.
I mean, obviously, at a certain point, and he's old as balls, so he would have had to retire no matter what.
You cut his finger, and there's dust that come out of that dude.
He's also a super nice guy.
Kind
So
of soul of the earth.
yeah, to that point though, it's extremely difficult for these guys to get the help that they need. And that's one of the most irritating damn things about all of this, in my opinion. I don't understand why we cannot streamline a process for assistance. And maybe that, I don't know about that, but what you guys are doing out there and having guys out, like Luke, who knows the system, knows how to work it, knows who to call, you shouldn't need to exist, but I'm damn glad you do.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people out there that have got a lot of help. My understanding is not last year because of COVID, but the year prior, you guys were able to place 2 service animals.
Yes.
And you helped 49 veterans get the help they needed. My older brother was one of those veterans that got a service animal placed with him that has drastically assisted him in some of his issues. So you guys are real important to me, and I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I appreciate the fact that you're in the wind and the cold and the snow and getting this thing done. Well, you weren't really sleeping in the rain today. Well, you were probably sleeping in the rain because you know.
But your brother's dog is awesome. Has an awesome name for being a service dog.
His name.
Yeah. That's true. Also was the name of our family pet for the first 13 years of my life. So there's that.
You grew up.
It kind of worked out. It came full circle in a way,
Yeah.
But so you guys you'll be in Bluff, Utah tomorrow night. So the next day would be the right time to see you guys. Big Red Wagon, can't miss it. And then you'll be in Mexican Hat. What the next day? Are you guys gonna haul or are you gonna drive down?
We're gonna try to drive the wagon and ride the horses to Mexican Hat.
Why do we gotta be inside of a Mexican
Well,
Hat?
it is a canyon. You know that, right?
Yes, if the roads allow us to do that, we're.
Well, the roads are good. I mean, the roads. I know that road pretty well. I think you'll be okay for the most part. It's not heavily trafficked road. That's
we just got to watch the steep hills.
Yeah.
I'll watch
it. I don't.
I bet you will.
Oh shit!
We got you up front. We use him for a bumper a lot of times.
So I think that's cool. You guys are gonna you're gonna try to wagon that thing. It's some of the most beautiful country I've ever seen in my lifetime, and I've been to a lot of beautiful country. I mean, that sucks for you, Mick. You're not going to be able to see it, but you will be able to smell the horses' poop and stuff. So there's that. Maybe you can get some echo radar thing going on. Maybe that'll help you out. I don't know. There you go. All right, guys. I really appreciate this. We will have Luke on probably right at the end of your trip, and we'll talk to him about how it went. You got 2 weeks left, 3 weeks left?
2 weeks.
2 weeks left. You got 2 weeks left on the trip. Yeah, man, that's a long time. But you're gonna be sleeping. You be sleeping a lot under the stars now, huh?
Yeah, and many moons for this guy.
Well, he gets to go home in like 5 days, so he
keeps chasing the moon. He loses it at daylight. I don't understand that.
We gotta go. Oh, come on, Nick. Put your pants back on.
Never put your pants back on. Never. They want to see it. They don't know, but they want
to the man.
That's a weird way to say that, but okay. I'm sticking
to
the man
I
with my pants on.
thought of that afterwards, but hey, what the hell.
Thank you for your.
All right. Well,
thank you for having us on.
We have Geronimo and Billy the Kid that are
Wow.
not trying to murder each other. So that's fun. So, all right, guys, man. I
will
really
take my
appreciate
land
this.
back.
It's been a lot of fun, and we'll blast this out there. Their website is in the description for Veterans Promise Kept.
They do have
the
a
rest of their crap's all Facebook because they're boomers. Well,
have a
one's
website.
blind, and the other
Veterans Promise Kept does have a website with.
I know it's in the description. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
VeteransPromiseKept.com. It's in the description. It's a hyperlink. Just click it. Go and give these guys $1 or $2. Like, come on, they're really doing something here. They're helping out a lot of people placing these dogs. That really helps. I saw it with my older brother personally. So help these guys out. I really appreciate it, guys.
All I can say
Go
is
ahead.
do it for the veterans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do it for the veterans.
Yeah. Just do it for the veterans. Don't do it for the government. Just understand that they suck at everything they do, and we have to look out for these guys.
America, America. Build the wall.
Back up or the cowboy gets it.
Also, I'll end with this. If you really support veterans, if you really support combat veterans, tell your fucking leaders that you elected to stop making them. And we out. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.